Good morning, and welcome to another edition of Rainy Days Podcast. I know it's been a while, but we're back and we have two excellent guests on here today. And as always, what we do in Rainy, where we're all things, everything housing, we're going to have these folks, they're going to talk to you a little bit about insurance and educate us a little bit about AAA. My guests today, I'm going to let them introduce themselves. It's a pleasure having you guys on. Miss Diana, go ahead and introduce yourself and introduce Mr. Gage. We'll let you introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Diana Utley, and I'm a field insurance agent with AAA. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having us.
All right.
All right, thanks for having us, first of all. My name is Donald Gage. I am the retail sales leader for Northeast Indiana.
All righty, and perfect. And I know it's been a while. In case you guys forgot me, I'm your host, JJ Foster. But let's start it off. AAA. I grew up. I've had AAA throughout the years. I know if my car doesn't start, they can come out. They can jump me, lock myself out, then get me in. That type of stuff. I think everybody's familiar with AAA. So tell us a little bit about, I guess, the history of AAA and what all you guys offer.
Yeah, so AAA started in 1902, right? And it started at the Chicago Auto Show. Um, and it was just a way to be advocates for, roads, safety. The automobile was new at the time. It was a way for us to have a voice when it came to taking care of our roads and taking care of the things out there. It has, grown a lot in the last 122 years. So the AAA that everybody know us for is not, I would say the same AAA now. I mean, we now do insurance. We handle, some banking things, and we do life insurance, auto, home. A lot has grown with the company over the last 122 years. And it's still one of the few companies out there that is member based. So we don't have, our members are the people who help us with, shareholders in the company. So,
Okay. Gotcha. Now you say members base. How does somebody become a member? What is your current base? I guess nationally, locally. I mean, is it up? Is it down? How is that? Speak to us a little bit about membership.
so we're still growing, right? So we have about 63 million members across the United States. Here in Northeast Indiana, we're still growing, not as fast as some of the other places that we would like, but we're still growing. But a couple things have changed, before it was that classic membership that, you need the road lockout service or you may need a flat tire change. But we also have what is called the everyday membership because we're realizing that the way people are traveling and the way people are moving around this lovely country and the world is a little bit different because AAA also operates in multiple countries too. So the everyday membership are for those people who may not have a car but want some of those discounts and want to be connected to some of those insurance products that we do have. So that's why AAA has evolved over the last 122 years. So
Okay. Perfect. You say 63 million. So that is, I would have to believe that's how you're allowed to keep prices down on the membership.
yeah, so that's our membership base, right? So our membership cost literally feeds back into the things for our membership. It doesn't premium doesn't leak over into our insurance side. It literally is for our members and how can we make members' life journey better, enhance it over the years that they are here on this lovely earth.
Okay. And so I'm a member. What all what does membership entail? And you talk about making it better and enhancing it for folks. What all does it entail?
So it depends on how you want to use it, right? So for me as a member, I'm on the road a lot. So what I use mine for is discount on gas, and we all know gas prices are going up. So there we have a couple partners that we use to give members, discounts for it. Another thing is eating out, right? So at restaurants, we can if you go to the, our platform and you buy a gift card for the particular restaurant you're at, you're gonna get it at a different cost, or you may get it at a bump. So instead of paying $50 and getting a $50 gift card, you might pay $50 and get a $65 gift card or whatever that promotion is at the time. So when I say it's one of those cards or one of those things that can definitely help your money stretch longer, it is.
Okay.
If you use it, right? That's with everything, right? If you use the savings that are out there, then it can make a difference.
Okay. So this is truly a membership. It's a club. AAA is like, like you said, enjoying discounts, different things. And I know hotel stays included in that as well. I didn't think I heard you say.
Yeah.
But you're right. When you talk about gasoline, we just talked this morning. That was, the ramifications of the war we talked about. And obviously, the number one thing was gas. So that's beautiful to hear. Talk about, your presence in Fort Wayne and what all do you guys do in Fort Wayne? Talk to us about that.
Okay. So our presence in Fort Wayne is, for a while, we didn't have a fleet in Fort Wayne, right? So we would use contractors to, do that road assistance. But AAA decided that Fort Wayne had enough members, and we brought our own fleet in 2 years ago. And I would say it has been tremendous for them. Just the experience of AAA. If you had a AAA membership 5 years ago and you needed roadside assistance, now it's a totally different ballgame. Just because now there's AAA employees that are coming to help your car when we have our trucks on the road. So now when you drive around Fort Wayne and you see a AAA truck, it's actually a AAA employee that is actually coming, which, changes our control of what we can do and what we can't do. Other than that, we also do, some community stuff. So you'll see us at Touch of Trucks. You'll see me doing some different things out in the community for representing AAA. You'll see Diana, out there in the community and some of our other agents doing some things. We're one of those companies that believe in giving back to our local community and what we provide. So I would say that's sort of things that you will see us do. So.
Okay. So when you say we see a AAA employee, so what did you used to do? Did you contract with?
It was contractors, so, and everybody know, when you're dealing with contractors, we don't have as much control, and we realized we wanted to take our control back. So we put a fleet here in Fort Wayne.
Okay. Gotcha. Now, what is the cost of a membership? I know you guys, there's a bunch of different promotions going on and everything. And it's funny because I know I get a lot of mail from AAA because I'm 56 now, and so we'll get off in insurance, but I get mail. I get stuff from you guys every day. But what is the cost of a membership?
I'll let Diana handle that one. The cost.
Okay, we have the classic membership, and that's what I started with, and it's $71 for that, and it's 5 miles for your tow, because the major difference is the mileage. So you get 5 miles towing with the $71 membership. But with that membership, you get all of the membership benefits. And the benefit I use is discounts on things like going to Sam's. You go to Sam's online, use your membership, enroll through that, you get 9% back, cash back. Yes, so that is what I use it for. Then you have the $109 membership. That one gives you 100 miles of towing. And then the last one is the premier. It is, you get 200-mile towing, and then all of the rest are 100-mile towing. And that's the big difference in the price range.
Okay. Now, see, you just told me something. Because, see, I've been AAA for a minute with the roadside assistance. And my wife had some issues with her car. And I said, hey, just use our AAA card and get it towed. So she called me and she said it was going to cost X amount of dollars. I said, what? They don't charge for towing? What are you talking about? And then as we talked and she talked to the agent, the fact that the guy that was going to be doing the work was out the county, basically, pretty much. So, and he said, well, the towing distance. So that's what he was speaking to, but never, I had no idea that had changed. So our membership didn't cover the towing. So, see, I learned something today on this show, but those are the levels, huh?
Yes.
Okay, talk to us about the insurance side of a AAA. Educate people. Hey, I know you guys have life insurance and things, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then what all products do you guys have? I know you cover contents and things. Talk to the people about insurance side.
Okay, so first of all, with the pricing, I just want to let everybody know that those pricings are in Northeast Indiana. So if you're in a different part of the country, the pricing may be different, and we don't know what that pricing is, right?
Gotcha.
But so for insurance, we do life insurance. Any kind of you're looking for, whether it's universal term, final expenses. whatever you're looking for, we do that for life insurance. But one of the things that's kind of neat with your membership is that we do what is called a needs analysis for free. So as a member, we will sit down with you and go over what you may need, for that, because everybody don't need the same amount of life insurance. It depends on your mortgage, depends on if you don't have a mortgage, depending on where you are in life, what you want to leave behind. Like, life insurance is very complex. I know they try to simplify and say you just need to buy this, but it's very complex. And we pride ourselves in telling people exactly what they need. And then they make an educated decision, right? You can say, okay, well, you know what? I don't need that much, or maybe I do need this, or let's do it in a combination of ways to cover it. The next thing we do is auto insurance, just like every other company out there, and then we also have home insurance, and auto insurance also have some benefits for members that we have. One of the big benefits is full glass, where if they do have, a rock hits the glass and then it spiders across, because you are a member, you now get that glass covered with no deductible, right? So that's huge, especially on these newer cars when, the price of glass is just going through the roof. Home insurance, we handle that too. But the one that I really want to talk about that I think is very represented is renter insurance, right? So many times I see on TV and that the apartment complex caught on fire and the Salvation Army or whoever it was had to come in and help those folks. I'm just thinking, like, if they just had renters insurance, they'll be put up somewhere else right away until that place gets taken care of. Yeah. And the crazy thing is, when you really talk about renters insurance really is only a cost of a pizza, So it's a cost of a pizza for a month, to get renters insurance, So I always, when I was, an agent here in Fort Wayne, I would go to the different apartment complex and be like, hey, you really need to push renters insurance. And then, also, as a consumer, you want to know what, they're selling you. All renters insurance policies are not equal, Sometimes the apartment complexes sells, what literally turns out to be just paper, really, versus insurance. Yeah. And I think, in the days where everybody feel like they could do it on their phone and do it on a computer, you really need to start talking to people about your contents. Just because when things go wrong, that's not when you want to figure out that you don't have the coverage that you needed. Yes. That's just a bad conversation, at that point, so I, even if, my current or previous, members had insurance and they'll say, oh, I got it from this. I'll say, bring it in. Let's have a conversation. Let's look at it, just so you know what you have versus, I guess, hope is, great, but I kind of want to be, have good insurance and know what's going to happen in the event of a tragedy, right? That's never when you want to find out that what happened, you no longer have coverage and you've been paying all this money for this piece of paper that can't do anything for you at that point.
Yeah, so. That's funny. Yeah, that assuredness. And it's funny. We had Tara on, another R.A.N.I member who's an insurance agent. I mean, echo the exact same words that you did. I mean, you want to know what's covered. Not, have a tragedy strike and then you find out it's not covered. Yes. My other observation is funny. You said the cost of a pizza, and when I was at Housing Authority, we dealt with some agents that came in and would talk to people about renters insurance as well. So it must be up, because I remember it was about $2 or something. It was very inexpensive. So you said the cost of a pizza that has risen, but again, very inexpensive. And you exactly right. I mean, have your stuff covered is a tremendous asset to have on your side. What about, have I heard this? Did I hear this wrong? That you guys have insurance for bicycles?
So one of the things that AAA was built on was bicycles, right? So back in 1902, a lot of people were still bicycling around, right? So nowadays we do have members who get, the 100-mile towing, or the one for 200-mile towing for bicycle coverage, just because if you're 100 miles from home and your bike catches a flat, I mean, that's a long walk. Yeah. Right. That's a long walk, right? So we have a lot of bike clubs that we're like, hey, get AAA, because we'll come out there. We'll at least, if we can't, get the bike up and going, we'll at least, bring you back to your house.
Yeah, so you said for some serious riding, 100 miles, you doing on your bike, man. I ride my bike, but you guys have anything for me? 10-mile radius.
So your membership that you have, whatever it is that covers your car, also covers your bike automatically.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So a lot of people don't realize that, even if it's 5 miles and you have, the classic and your bike goes down because you went on a little bike ride that morning, we'll come out, as long as it's accessible, right? So there's sometimes every once in a while we get someone who is, on one of our greenways and it's just not accessible for us to get back. So we're like, hey, you got to walk back to
the road, to Main Street. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah,
for us to get to you,
Like you said, y'all got no helicopter. Strap it in and drop the thing down there.
That might be next.
Hey.
So yeah,
That's all right. The AAA need to invest in some drones. How about that? Get some drones in it to get some folks in distress. So man, you touched on this too. You talked about people on their phones doing things. Speak to it. There's a lot of things, on social media, and that's what they talk about, people overpaying for insurance, and you cut out the agent, and you can get the cost you dealing with brokers or AI, things of that nature. Speak to that a little bit.
Insurance is at the point where, you're going to do how you want to handle it, and how you want to look into it. A lot of the times you go online and, well, let me just start off with this. I guess let me level set it. All insurance is not the same. Just like all cars are not the same. There's different brands for different things, right? And one thing about insurance is we don't really tell people that, there's different coverages, different ways people handle claims, right? So if you're okay with handling it all online and they're not coming out, that might be something for you. But if you want somebody to talk to and someone to see and be down, like, hey, look, my house, I have a kitchen fire, right? I need you to come out and take a look. These are the things that are going, right? This is what needs to be done, and have some real conversations about that. AI is nice for, things that we need to do, but it's also an assistant, right? We forget that AI is not the end all. It's supposed to be an assistant to help us be more efficient at work. So when it comes to insurance, some people may trust it to AI. I probably never will, personally.
Yeah, okay. You say speaking from experience. So, yeah, hey, understandable. I'm just curious, and this just hit me. Like I said, I get stuff sent to me to AAA through the mail. How effective is that marketing? How much clientele do you think you guys gain from that type of marketing?
The mail is still effective, and here's one of the reasons why, and which I think is kind of, crazy. Like I tell my agents all the time, like, yeah, they told me to email it, but also put it in the mail, right? Our mail count, at your house is starting to go down, right? You're not getting as many pieces as you were, a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
But your email are going through the roof, right? So every 5 seconds, someone is emailing you trying to sell you something, right? So you get lost in that. So I say, you know what? If you put it in the mail, you know that eventually they're going to get in and look at it, But some people only do email, so I tell them to send it both, right?
Gotcha.
Send it both ways, because emails are. We all know that right now we're probably getting 1,000 emails, right, sitting in our thing, right? And we all have multiple emails, right? You have your email for work, you have your email for personal stuff, and you have your email where, I don't want to probably never look at, and I just send it over to my junk mail, right?
That's real.
So those emails are different. So that's why I say that. And then so mailing is, still one of the calling hearts that I think we'll have for a while, just for us.
Yeah.
Just because we still get a decent response from it.
Okay, so that's what I was gonna say. The effectiveness of the cold mail, but it is it. Look, I know it's there, and you never know when it's gonna hit you at that time. Like but hey, okay, I get these. Let me open it up and. Might as well go ahead and fill it out. It's right there. So I kind of understand it. And like I say, it's like clockwork. And I'm probably going to look at it one day. And no, I do look at it. But, and again, it still is on my mind. Do I have enough? Is this something that I need to do? And it is convenient. And it's, if there's something that's relatively inexpensive, and I can go ahead and I can still pay for this over here while still keeping my stuff, through work or through some other investment folks. That's what I'll do. Speak to it again. You said you guys do some events and things around Fort Wayne. I mean, just speak to how invested are you? How important is that to you guys? I mean, giving back to the community.
So, as a corporation, is very important for us. We do a lot of things, and one of the things that I push for as being a regional sales leader of Northeast Indiana is doing things at home. When there's, one thing I loved about the fleet coming is now, when there's a toucher truck, I can try to get our truck out there, right?
Okay.
When there's community events, I just had a conversation with another community partner, and they were letting me know some things that go on in Southeast, you know, Southeast Fort Wayne, and I was like, how can we help, right? What can we do to make that event better for you all? And we're part of different, organizations around town. We don't really put on our own events, not yet. I wouldn't say that we're big enough, office wise to do our own events. But some other places around, the country do different things. Like, one of the things that, Chicago did was, they did Cadillac conversions. They would go down there and they would sketch your VIN number in a Cadillac conversion at the time when everybody was going around and taking them, when that was that was a thing, Unfortunately, Fort Wayne has not, got to that point where we're able to support something like that.
Gotcha. Okay. And Diana, how can somebody get in touch with you that they were interested in becoming a member?
You can always stop into our office. That's the big thing. A lot of people walk in because they want to talk face to face with a person, or they have a mailer that has an offer in it. Like yours, the classic membership, you can sometimes you get a code in there that we can upgrade you for free, or just maybe a minimal amount. So you can always walk into the office. You can always give us a call. And I do have a desk number. I'm looking at it because I messed up one time, but it's 260-579-9129. You can always call. You can email us. It's a lot of people want to come and have that touchy feely. They want you to walk through. They want you to set up their account right there. And most people, they want to do it themselves with a minimal amount of help from you. They get their quote. They say, "Okay, let's finish this up. Or let's sign me up," and they do their AAA on their phone, because once you download the app, you have your membership and all of your benefits right on your phone.
Convenient.
So it's however you want to be touched.
Okay, gotcha. And where's your office located at?
It is 607 North Crest Center. It's North Crest where you have the little shopping mall there. We're right there with the smoothie shop.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, and it's funny you guys talk about being in the community and giving back. You're also a member of R.A.N.I, which is a big part of that, because we know everything that we do. So we appreciate you for that. Is that another push when we have events or you do events? You're looking to touch people, as you say, and get them signed up and become members as well?
Absolutely. We just finished AAA on Us with the city of Fort Wayne, where we offered first responders a free membership, free classic membership. So we just wrapped that up. We've done it also for the school system. So we're always looking for ways that we can help.
Gotcha. Okay. And now I used to, I think my membership was paid through my phone carrier.
Mm-hmm.
And I just recently switched carriers, though. Can you guys get me? But no, just joking. But no, I do. I understand. Yeah, your partnerships. I mean, all those things are collaborative, creative ways that are nice perks to have. I've always, like I said, appreciated that part and being able to utilize my card. So, you guys have any parting shots? Any last words either of you like to say before we wrap it up here?
Well, I do. I just found this out by working with AAA that we have something called Tow and Go. And you don't even need to be a member for this. AAA is so committed to the community that if you are out on holidays, they have a list of holidays. We just had one St. Patrick's Day, and you have your vehicle and you decide, oh man, I can't make it home. I've had a little too much to drink. I don't have a designated driver. You can call AAA and they will come and pick you up and your vehicle and take you 10 miles.
Wow.
No cost. You don't even have to be a member for that. To me, that's a true commitment to the community.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I had too much to drink and you get me home. But only on the holiday though.
It's they got
Okay.
set holidays and we just had one St. Patrick's Day.
Okay, got you. So every Friday is a holiday for some folks. That don't count. It's got to
No,
be
sir.
a government holiday. Okay, got you, got you. Okay, Mr. Gage, anything you like to close with?
I just want to say I appreciate you all having us out here today. When Diana mentioned to me that, R.A.N.I, I was like, oh, yeah, I remember that back in the day when I used to help out. So I appreciate y'all coming out, and AAA, we just want to be that trusted advisor, right? So even if you don't, not a member and you have some questions about your insurance, we're on the Northcrest Shopping Center. You can walk in there and we're going to do our best to treat you like family. Right? And that's what it's about.
All righty, perfect, perfect. I love it when our guests give beautiful closings. I mean, I don't have to close. That's less work for me. But no, we appreciate having you all on. And hey, shout out Doris Green. Doris, as he said, he told me about when he came back to a radio event. We were housed at the Housing Authority, and he brought you up. So shout out Doris Green, a past R.A.N.I member, a lot of years, very committed. But once again, it's our job here at R.A.N.I to bring information to the community. So you guys have it, another resource that you can utilize, take advantage of at your discretion. And we know all things aren't for everybody, but wherever you're at in your life, this may be something for you. Until next time, I'm out. JJ Foster, your host, Rainy Days. We'll see you next time.